Welcome to another episode of Apex Legends Deep Dive, and today's legend is Horizon.
If not even Light can escape the event Horizon, how do you think you'll escape me?
On today's episode, we will be looking at all the perks and details for Horizon and how you can use them in-game for your benefit or not. Before we begin, I would just like to say if you're here watching this video, I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time in your day to check it out. If you would like, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my content, and leave a like on the video if you're enjoying this series of Apex Legends Deep Dive. Enjoy. Alright, so Horizon is also in the Skirmisher class. We're almost done with the Skirmisher class range. I think I have one more after this, so we will be done with the Skirmishers pretty soon. And just once again, for all the new players, anyone that's watching this video and they're new, just keep in mind that you can scan and reveal what's in the care package, any weapon that comes into play on the map, whether it's in the air or on the ground. I think I did forget to mention that in my previous videos, anytime you're using any of the abilities, you are getting points for your Evo Shield as well. So for example, in this situation for Skirmishers, if you scan care packages, you can earn 100 points, 50 per scan. Same thing with any of the other abilities, the assault class, recon, control, support. Anytime you use any of the other classes and their passive abilities, you are gonna gain points for your Evo Shields as a team. So just keep that in mind. You know, anytime you're playing, just make sure to be using those abilities to get your points. All right, so Horizon was introduced into Apex. I don't remember the season. May have been 11. I could be way off, but who knows? But yeah, she was very good when she came out. I would even say she was overpowered. The one thing that made her strong was that her gravity lift could lift you up very quick. You could stay up top for a good amount of time, and you could even, it was so long, I remember you could stay up top and you had even a time to strafe quickly from up there. So that became a very powerful thing to do. People would attack with their Horizon Q and then just stay up there and start shooting. I believe you even had no recoil up there as well. I think you had no recoil. Like it was a perfect thing to just, you know, take the gravity lift and just start shooting. And then, you know, it was just a strategy that everyone started using eventually, right? Also alongside, her ultimate was very good as well, because it had a good amount of health. I believe it had 200 HP, and you could spam grenades on it without taking any damage. It would survive, you know, especially because it was your own damage, like it was friendly. Any friendly damage, it would not do anything to it. So it was very strong. That strategy to use her ultimate and spam nades on it was the ultimate strategy to use when you were playing Horizon, for sure. But as in all games, in any game, I think it lasted, maybe, could be off on this as well, I think it lasted 1 or 2 seasons before they nerfed everything. They nerfed it. It may have been 1 season, honestly. They nerfed all her abilities to the ground. Unfortunately, after all the nerfs and then the tweaks to fix the nerfs, and then also try to balance her to be viable but not overpowered, she has stayed in the mid-range area of the pick rate list for all legends that are being played. Now, I think in my opinion, I think she's still an okay legend to use, but now you just have to kind of learn to use her abilities at the right time. Now it's kind of not just a spam. I know there's a strategy. You can still throw nades on it. It will take a hit. After it takes the hit, you know, it'll be easier to destroy. So I mean, you can still throw it, but I think the strategy now might be just to throw the black hole, and now you just kind of throw the nades outside of the radius of the pool from the black hole. So that's kind of, you know, try to keep it away from taking damage from the grenade. I even saw something on the trailer, and I never thought about this, but if you play with a caustic, you could easily just throw, and I'm not even sure if it takes damage from the gas. It may, I'm not 100%. It actually may take damage. I have to test it. I will test it and I'll double check. But I think that you could throw a caustic ultimate in the middle of this and it would start hurting, you know, because it'll take forever. But, you know, I think that's a good combo, honestly. You know, it's similar to the combo that I saw before. You know, you could throw any other ultimate, the Gibby, you could throw a Gibby ult on it, you know, kind of pull them in. So there's different things you can do now to combine it. But unfortunately, it does take damage now. So just keep that in mind. You know, now you just kind of have to learn to just time everything. All right, so let's do an introduction to Horizon's abilities. Horizon's passive is called Spacewalk. This allows increased air control and reduced fall impacts when dropping down from heights. This passive is an amazing passive to have while playing in Apex. As you know, in Apex Legends, there is no fall damage, but there is a stun delay that happens when you drop from very high locations. I think the stun delay is about 3 seconds. So if you throw yourself from a high area, once you drop, there's like a 3-second delay. You'll be stunned when you land. So basically every character has this, but obviously Horizon is the only one with her passive that eliminates that completely. So if you jump with Horizon, jump down, when you land, you'll be able to just completely keep going. Nothing will stop you. You could also jump in and land into a slide, so you can get some momentum as well. You can jump and then just as soon as you land, just slide and you'll start sliding as well with the momentum from the height. So if someone tries to get away and they jump off to lower ground, you could probably chase them and beat them because they will be stunned and you'll have an advantage over them when you land. Her tactical is called Gravity Lift. This allows you to reverse the flow of gravity and lifts any player upwards and boosting them onwards when they exit. This tactical was amazing before the nerfs, that's for sure, because before you can go up this pretty quickly and obviously you can stay up top and shoot. I think in my opinion, I think it is still a pretty good tactical to have in tight situations. You could use it to reach high places, whether you're trying to push a team or escape, or you could use it to heal and escape as well. I know that's a good tactic that a lot of people use. You can easily throw it and start healing, and then you'll lift up as you heal. Obviously, I mean, it is kind of difficult to shoot there. Just keep in mind that there's some pretty good players out there that they'll still hit you no matter what. But keep in mind, those are just situations you can use it for. The cooldown for this is 25 seconds and it stays active for a total of 10 seconds. Also, you can now only stay on top of the gravity lift for about half a second before it forces you out. So keep that in mind. Her ultimate is called Black Hole. This will deploy her Newt device to create a micro black hole that pulls players towards it. Cooldown for this is 3.5 minutes and it stays active for about 12 seconds. Now, before the nerfs, her ultimate had a great strategy. As I mentioned before, you could just throw nades and you can obviously just combine it and throw nades and spam and they can't get out. But unfortunately now, like I mentioned, this does take damage now. It is now 175 HP. And I think in my opinion, it is still a decent ultimate, but if you run, like I said, if you run into players who already know that are pretty good, you know, they just all shoot it and it won't stand a chance. All right, so let's take a look at level 2 upgrades for Horizon. Option 1, battery collection. Shield battery count above death boxes. So this perk allows you to see how many shield batteries are in a death box without having to open the box. So for example, there is a kind of a notification thing on top of the death box that shows you the amount of batteries that are in that death box. So now I think personally this perk could be used in a certain way. So for example, when I was testing this, my teammates and I ran into a team. We knocked them. Once we knocked them, we finished them off completely. I could see how many batteries each box was holding just by getting close to the box. So I was able to tell my team how many batteries each one had in case they needed some. Right now, again, this might sound a little useless, but I could probably see this only being good in late game. That's a big maybe though. Maybe one of your teammates is out of batteries and you see a box, you know, that's near. You can tell them quickly like, hey, there's some in this box that I see, right? So this is only good for alerting your teammates or even yourself, you know, with more information in a fast-paced situation like late game circles, right? So, but other than that, I don't see any other use for that in any other situation. Option 2, Big Bang. I think we mentioned this before. It's see nearby grenades through walls and death boxes. This perk is the same as it is offered with Bangalore and Fuse, where you could see grenades on the death box and through the walls. Again, this is technically the same thing as the battery. You know, you could see, kind of gives you like a little notification above the death box, kind of just shows, hey, there's this many thermites, this many arcs, this many frags, right? And then obviously you can see them through walls. Again, I think it's just another weak perk to have unless you're in a situation where you need to know that information quickly. That's the only reason I can see this being used. You know, I have been in situations where I have to search each box for grenades, and you know, it does kind of take up a little bit of time. Let's say you just finished off the team, you're trying to hurry up and you really wanted a thermite or an arc star, you know, you're trying to get more because you ran out. You can easily just look in all 3 boxes. You don't even have to open the box. You see which one has it, boom, you get it, there you go. But again, that's the only reason I can see this being used. Let's take a look at level 3 upgrades for Horizon. Option 1, tactical cooldown. Reduce your tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. This perk allows to reduce the time it takes to charge your tactical from 25 seconds to 20 seconds. So again, Gravity Lift is a great tactical to have on for, you know, for any situation, not only for yourself, but for your team as well. You know, also remember that you can stop enemies with this as well. So you can throw this at the enemy and maybe that will throw them off. Now that is a big maybe, because you never know. It could throw them off, or, you know, because it is difficult to shoot as you're moving up the Gravity Lift. So, you know, but you never know. They could be a real good player and maybe they're used to it, right? So, but in my opinion, I honestly think some perks need to get added. Maybe they will in the future. Some of these things need to be added where I think that, you know, getting your tactical quickly is great, but it still has the same slow effects of the lifting and the 1.5 second that you stay on height. I honestly don't see this being like a big benefit. I mean, yes, it's good to have your tactical quick, but you know, I kind of want to see more, you know, a little bit more tweaks to come the cooldown, right? So for example, maybe even like, okay, so you get your tactical cooldown, but there's a quick uplift and you stay up on height for 5 seconds, but let's say it only lasts for 7 seconds. So I don't know. Just my opinion on that. Option 2, ultimate cooldown. Reduce your ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. This perk allows you to get your ultimate in 3 minutes instead of the 3.5 minutes that it currently takes now. So in my opinion, I think this is a decent perk to have. You know, her ultimate is a great tool for either pushing or holding teams in most situations. You know, unfortunately, I think since her ultimate is pretty easy to destroy now, with a pretty good coordinated team, having your ultimate quickly might benefit just as a distraction for your enemies. You know, I think that's the only reason I can see this being used now, especially because you can't really throw, you know, grenades at it, nothing. You could destroy it if you shoot at it. So, you know, throwing this will take the eyes off of you and your teammates, and they will try to focus on destroying the device instead. So that could be the only advantage I could see this being used for if you want to have your ultimate quickly. All right, so for my final verdict for Horizon and which 2 perks to use with her were a little difficult to choose due to the perks being little on the weak side, but I feel like this was done on purpose because anything else may have made her OP. But I hope they tweak some of these perks in the future. I honestly think, you know, they have to for some of these legends. But if we go with the best 2 perks though, it will probably have to be, in my opinion, Big Bang and Tactical Cooldown. The reason I say this is I am looking at it as how it could benefit the team if there is no benefit for the legend. So just keep that in mind. That's the only reason I choose some of these perks as well. Sometimes I'm kind of looking at it like in a big picture way where it's going to benefit not just you, but the team as well. So Big Bang might be a better option to have since grenades are a form of attack and you could always have quick intel to where to find grenades now. And you could also let your team know as well. So I think in my opinion, that's probably the best thing to use instead of the battery collection, because I think by the time you're in late game, you know, I feel like I've ran into more situations where, you know, I need more grenades than I'm worried about getting bats, right? Grenades are just, you know, like I said, they're crucial to have a lot of grenades with you in your inventory. And tactical cooldown, because I think that having your tactical, which gives you and your team more mobility, it is a better option to have quickly on standby than having your ultimate, which again I think is just going to be more of a distraction or get destroyed quickly faster. And again, you could always counter your ultimate to get it quick, you know, with ultimate accelerants, as long as your teammates find them for you or you're lucky enough to find them like off the bat. You know, I mean, that's kind of the only counter for that if you don't want to use the ultimate cooldown. But I think, in my opinion, I think just having your tactical quickly is a much better option. Well, there it is, everyone. That is all the details on Horizon and how each perk can benefit you or not while you're in game. I appreciate everyone that stopped by to check out the video. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to check out all uploads, shorts, and streams. I will be continuing with our last skirmisher legend, Valkyrie, in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, never stop gaming. Amaru out. Peace.